What's up, guys? We've got another SH Figuarts figure to take a look at today. This is the somewhat recently released Qui-Gon Jinn. He came out not too long ago, and I just didn't get a chance to get to him. Some other stuff piled up, and he kind of got put on the back burner. But we've got him here today. He did come in the standard kind of web-exclusive mailer box, and he's got the web-exclusive style packaging, which I've said before, I hate this package. I like the window. I don't like this weird dot matrix style artwork that they have on here. It's really goofy looking. But it's just our standard Figuarts box. We've got product shots all over. We got shots of him fighting Darth Maul on the back, all that stuff. So let's pull it out and take a look. Alright, so here is Qui-Gon out of the package. And this may not be a necessary figure for some folks. Yeah, I know a lot of people pick Figuarts to mix in with their Black Series, and we have a Black Series, and they came out relatively close to each other, not too far apart. I still think this is an improvement. It's not perfect. It has its kind of oddities, and one in particular that we'll talk about later on. But I love Figuarts. I'm a big sucker for them in that regard, and I buy just about all of them, so this was kind of a no-brainer for me. So we're going to go over all the normal stuff. Do articulation and paint, sculpt, all that. So as far as articulation goes, it's pretty much a standard Figuarts figure in terms of like a male humanoid figure. You're not going to get anything too surprising here. So the head can rotate all around, it can bob back and forth, and he does have neck articulation. Arms will go all the way out and a little bit higher than 90 degrees up, and of course they can swivel. We have a bicep swivel. We have that standard Figuarts elbow joint, so we got more than 90 degrees, and then it fully extends back. The wrists are on those ball pegs, so they can go all the way around. Some of them are different than others depending on which hand you have in terms of how they articulate, just because of where the peg sits in the fist, but those kind of differ from hand to hand again. He's got torso articulation, so he can rotate and bob back and forth. We have waist rotation, so he can kind of swivel a bit. Legs do about full splits. The kind of lower part of the tunic is going to get in the way a little bit. They can kick higher than 90 degrees, and they go back a decent bit as well. Let me pull this aside real quick. And there is, it's kind of hard to see with the robes in the way, there is the standard, well, it's not standard, but the Figuarts drop-down joint there, so you can kind of pull his legs down a bit, and then you can rotate on that ball. And then we've got a double-jointed knee there, about, I mean, it's more than 90. It's not great, it doesn't kick all the way back, but it's pretty good. And then we have got a rocker, and we've got a hinge, and we've got the standard toe articulation that I almost never use, but it's nice to have it, I'm sure, for folks who actually want to use it. Get him situated here. So as far as the sculpt goes, it's pretty standard, you know, Jedi Master, Jedi Knight, robes. We've seen similar designs with Obi-Wan, with Mace Windu, things like that. I do like the design. I think it is well executed. I like how they make the robes drape over the various kind of plates of the figure to make it look like one flowing piece, kind of how they do up here on the bicep with this piece here that kind of flows into the shoulder to make it look a little less seamless, and I think it works decently enough without hindering articulation and helping it as they try to do. We've got the sculpted belt with the kind of capsules and the pouches, and it's sculpted really well. It's obviously not removable. It's part of the outfit. And then we've got sculpted detail down there on those boots. And I think everything in terms of the actual figure itself, I think looks really nice. There is, of course, some digital face tech going on with the head sculpt here. And for the most part, I think it looks pretty good. It's not 100% Liam Neeson. I don't think it's ever going to be, but it's pretty close. And in the right angles, I can see it. And in some, I don't. Looking dead on, I think you kind of lose it a little bit, but maybe from the side, it looks a little better. The hair is sculpted out of kind of a softer plastic. It's not articulated in any way, so the hair itself isn't going to like kind of move with the figure. So you can kind of lean his head back a bit, and it will kind of flex to kind of accommodate you there. I think the back of the head sculpt looks pretty nice. The sculpted line work and the ponytail that's in there, it fits the character, and it looks like Qui-Gon enough to me that I think it looks better than the Black Series. So as far as the paint goes, I'm okay with just about everything on here except the hair. So they went with, and this is what they kind of tend to do with the Star Wars characters, is they went with the kind of metallic sheen on the hair to kind of brighten it up, and I don't really care for that. I think it's an odd choice in most cases. It's not as bad with Qui-Gon here as it was with, say, Jedi Luke. That's probably the worst one. But it's still noticeable, especially on the parts that hang down on his shoulders. That kind of sticks out as being a little more metallic to me than others. As far as the face paint on the face goes, I think it's pretty spot on. I don't have any issues there. The beard looks nice. The eyes are very forward facing, and while they're not too expressive because it's Qui-Gon, it kind of looks like him for the most part of the movie, so I can't really fault it too much. The belt is one of the other places where we do have some paint, and what is there is cleanly applied on those pouches and on a little bit of weathering on it, and then on those silver capsules. The rest of the figure is pretty standard. You're not going to see too much paint on him. There is some shading on the tunic, and where it is applied, again, everything is pretty clean. Now, as far as accessories goes, this is a Figuarts, so we have more than, say, your average $20 US figure. We have got the lightsaber, which you've seen him with the entire time in this review so far. It's a standard Figuarts lightsaber. I prefer these sabers over the Black Series sabers. I think they're really nice. I like the thickness of the blades. I like the overall look and the transparency of them. And then the hilts are sculpted really well. Also, we have got, which is also kind of standard for Figuarts, we have got an extra hilt that you can peg onto Qui-Gon's belt. So this guy is just a recreation of this hilt, but it's without a blade, and you can peg it onto his belt right there. That's how he comes in the package. He's obviously not holding his lightsaber, but I don't usually ever use these because I always want them with their sabers. I mean, who wants to have a Jedi without a lightsaber? They do have, this figure does have quite a few hands, as we have come to expect with Figuarts. We've got a set of style pose hands. We've got a set of lightsaber gripping hands. We have another set of lightsaber gripping hands for more downward facing position. We've got an open style set of style hands, and then we have the standard fist hand. The final accessory that he comes with is the one that I have the most kind of problems with, I suppose, because I think it's one, kind of goofy, two, very, very situational, and three, one I'm never going to use outside of this review. So this is the extra face that he comes with. It's just a standard Figuarts situation, pop the head off or pull the first face off and pop this one on. I usually pop the heads off just to make it a little easier. But this is the facial expression that Qui-Gon makes, and he doesn't make very many in the movie. This is the one he makes when he dies. So spoiler alert, he gets killed. I don't understand the need. I mean, I guess I understand the need for it in the sense that there are definitely some folks out there that can build some dioramas with this, or just do some general photo shoots with him and give it something special, something different, because, Qui-Gon's not a very expressive character. There aren't a whole lot of options for faces for this guy. It's okay. It doesn't look very good to me, though. I think that the initial face is definitely the better of the two, and it's still not perfect. This one is definitely not perfect. Something about it seems slightly off to me, and it's kind of hard for me to place. It's definitely partially due to the mouth and just how it's positioned. So, yeah, I mean, I've got Darth Maul, but I'm not ever going to really have them displayed in my cases with Qui-Gon getting killed. It's just not for me. So if it is for you, then, have at it. But I think this is kind of a weird pack-in. I figure they probably could have given us something different. Don't ask me what. But this is an accessory that I definitely didn't need. So at the end of the day, this figure is good, but he's not great. And if you're happy with the Black Series figure, you probably don't need this one unless you're like me and you feel compelled to buy Figuarts no matter what, in most cases. He does have better articulation. He does have an all-around better sculpt. The faces are still kind of weird, especially that second one, but he does offer more options in terms of just a regular figure. A lot of extra hands, the lightsaber hilt, and so on. So, if you're a big Figuarts fan, it's probably worth getting. If you're just into it for maybe one representation of the character, you're probably okay sticking with the Black Series. But if you need to kind of finish out your setup, I would go for it. He still looks pretty cool at the end of the day. So that is going to do it for this look at the SH Figuarts Qui-Gon Jinn figure from Bandai Tamashii Nations. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, guys.